Have you ever watched a football match and thought, something doesn't feel right here? A referee blows the whistle at the oddest times, an undeniable foul is ignored, or a legendary striker misses a shot that seems impossible to miss. Is it just bad luck, or could it be something much darker? Something meticulously planned and executed behind the scenes? Today, we're uncovering one of football's darkest secrets, match fixing. This isn't just a story about a few corrupt players or referees. It's about a shadowy, multi-billion-dollar industry involving organized crime syndicates, betting empires, and, as some believe, even football's governing bodies. By the end of this video, you'll understand how deeply match fixing has infiltrated the game we love, and you might never watch football the same way again.
What kind of fucking referee did you send them?
Before we dive in, I've got a quick favor to ask. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and your support would mean the world to us. If you're enjoying this kind of content, hit that subscribe button and help us reach that milestone. Let's make it happen. Football has always been a game of passion, pride, and competition. But where there's competition, there's always someone looking to exploit it for profit. Match fixing is as old as the sport itself, dating back to the early days of professional leagues. One of the first major cases occurred in 1915, during World War I, in what became known as the Good Friday Scandal. Manchester United and Liverpool players conspired to fix a match to ensure United avoided relegation. The players involved placed bets on the game's outcome, deliberately influencing key moments to secure the desired result. When the conspiracy was exposed, the fallout was enormous. Several players were banned for life, and the sport's integrity was called into question. But that scandal was just the beginning. Over the decades, as football grew in popularity and became a global phenomenon, the stakes grew higher. By the mid-20th century, match fixing wasn't just about keeping a team afloat. It had become a tool for organized crime, a way to manipulate betting markets, and a strategy for political propaganda. Let's fast forward to one of football's most infamous scandals, Calciopoli, the case that shook Italian football to its core. By the early 2000s, Serie A was a powerhouse. Clubs like Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan dominated European football, attracting global audiences and massive sponsorships. But behind the glitz and glamour, a dark secret was brewing. In 2006, wiretapped phone conversations revealed that top clubs were rigging the league.
Hello, Gigi, where are you? We left. Oh, what kind of fucking referee did you send them? Oh, Mandel? He's one of the best. I know, but Cody's goal was valid. No, it wasn't. It was valid. It was valid. No, it was right in front of the ref. What are you talking about? It wasn't in front. All throughout the match, he messed up. But he's one of the top. He can go fuck. And for Stockholm, I'm counting. Fuck's sake, come on me. Surely has to be a different match. No, to win.
Not by bribing players, but by manipulating referee appointments. Executives from clubs like Juventus lobbied to have friendly referees officiate their matches, ensuring favorable calls. The system was meticulously organized. Club officials would suggest specific referees to officiate key games. Referees would then make decisions, awarding penalties, ignoring fouls, or issuing red cards that tilted matches in favor of the big clubs. The clubs would dominate the league, reaping financial rewards and maintaining their status. The fallout from Calciopoli was massive. Juventus was stripped of 2 league titles and relegated to Serie B, while other clubs faced fines, point deductions, and public humiliation. But here's the chilling part. Calciopoli wasn't an anomaly. Many believe it was just one of many hidden conspiracies operating in leagues worldwide. In today's football, match fixing has become a multi-layered global operation. It's no longer just about bribing a player to miss a penalty or scoring an own goal. Instead, fixers manipulate games at multiple levels, often in ways that are invisible to fans. Step 1. Identifying vulnerable targets. Fixers often begin by targeting those who are most vulnerable. Players in lower leagues, where salaries are low or payments are delayed. Referees, whose decisions can have an outsized impact on the game. Club officials, who may be desperate to avoid relegation or secure promotion. For example, in smaller leagues in Africa and Asia, players sometimes go unpaid for months. When a fixer offers them $5,000 or $10,000, a life-changing sum, they find it hard to say no. Step 2. Micro-manipulations. Rather than focusing on the final score, modern fixers target micro-events like the first yellow card of the game, the number of corners. Whether a goal is scored in the first 10 minutes, these events are harder to detect and easier to manipulate. A defender might concede an unnecessary corner, or a striker might intentionally mistime a shot. These subtle manipulations add up, and they're perfect for exploiting niche betting markets. Step 3. Leveraging betting syndicates. Once the fix is in, betting syndicates place massive wagers on manipulated outcomes. These bets are often spread across multiple markets to avoid suspicion. The profits? Astronomical. Illegal betting markets generate billions annually, fueling an industry that's nearly impossible to regulate. Few names are as infamous in the world of match fixing as Wilson Raj Perumal. This Singaporean fixer built an empire by orchestrating fixes across continents, from African leagues to World Cup qualifiers.
Do you feel any remorse or any regret for any of the things you've done fixing games?
I'm sitting on the side where I want to make money. I do feel sorry for certain matches that I have fixed, but there are matches that I have fixed and I have no regret fixing.
Perumal's schemes were brazen. In one case, he ensured that a team would qualify for the World Cup by bribing players and referees in multiple matches. His confidence was unmatched. He often bragged about his ability to control matches, claiming he could bend football to his will. But Perumal's story is more than just one man's greed. It reveals the global nature of match fixing and the ease with which fixers can infiltrate the sport at every level. Even after his arrest, many of his methods continue to be used by other fixers. Match fixing isn't just about betting profits, it's a tool for organized crime. Criminal networks use fixed matches to launder money from illegal activities like drug trafficking, expand their influence in global markets, fund operations in other criminal enterprises. In Italy, the mafia has long been linked to match fixing. Investigations have revealed how criminal organizations manipulate games in lower leagues to generate steady cash flow. Meanwhile, in Asia, powerful betting syndicates operate with near impunity, controlling an underground economy worth billions. These syndicates are so well organized that even law enforcement agencies struggle to keep up. And as technology evolves, their methods become more sophisticated, making it even harder to detect and prevent their schemes. The World Cup is football's pinnacle, a tournament that unites nations and captivates billions. But is it truly as pure as we'd like to believe? Some say no. Consider the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Even before the tournament began, allegations of bribery during the bidding process cast a shadow over the event. But as matches unfolded, rumors of match fixing began to surface. Whispers suggested that certain games were manipulated to favor teams with political or financial ties to Qatar. While no concrete evidence has emerged, the allegations raise a troubling question. If match fixing can infiltrate the World Cup, what hope do smaller competitions have? While scandals in major leagues grab headlines, the most rampant match fixing often occurs in lower-tier competitions. These leagues, with their limited oversight and financial instability, are perfect targets for fixers. In African leagues, for instance, players frequently go unpaid for months. Fixers exploit this desperation, offering players money in exchange for small manipulations. Similarly, in Southeast Asia, entire leagues have been accused of being under the control of betting syndicates. These smaller competitions serve as testing grounds for fixers. Efforts to combat match fixing have ramped up in recent years. FIFA and UEFA have introduced advanced monitoring systems to detect suspicious betting patterns. Educational campaigns aim to help players and officials recognize and resist fixing attempts. But is it enough? Critics argue that these measures are superficial, addressing the symptoms rather than the root causes. As long as there are vulnerabilities in the system, low player wages, weak enforcement, and unchecked betting markets, match fixing will continue to thrive. Here's a final chilling question. Could some of football's governing bodies be complicit in match fixing? FIFA, UEFA, and national associations oversee billions of dollars. The success of leagues and tournaments often depends on certain outcomes. Big teams advancing, star players shining. Could manipulation sometimes be sanctioned, or at least tolerated, for the sake of business? It's a controversial theory, but one that's difficult to dismiss. So the next time you watch a match and something feels off, ask yourself, is it just a bad call, or is there something darker at play? football is more than a game. It's a global phenomenon that inspires billions. But if we don't fight to protect its integrity, we risk losing the very essence of what makes it beautiful. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.